not possible to look at the building. And I was very intrigued by this, and really irritated. And then I went back to the building and tried, can I find out? Sorry. And what I did find out is here I can see a very clear joint pattern. Which means this horizontal line, this horizontal plane, is not an abstract horizontal plane. It's actually made from blocks, which means from discrete elements, from many, many small elements. And if I go look further, I look what is that there, and at another point, I look at this. And then I see where the paint is peeled off, I see a material. And that must be the material these blocks are made from. And just from this observation, it looks as if they are concrete blocks made from a cement and sand, which is slightly reddish, and white aggregate. And the aggregate is exposed. Now, if this is, and you can see that here, this is very clean, actually, under the paint. So if this would be the case, that this building had this kind of expression, that actually what we saw from the outside was the material, the concrete blocks, then it would look very different than other so-called modern or whatever buildings which were plastered and had an abstract surface. So that would make it also very unique. And to spatial composition, and I was told to look it up. There are inside, there is a high degree of order in the space. And one of the order is a vertical layering of the space. The space has 3 layers. One layer, the bottom, is for use. The second layer is for the light, and the third layer is for the structure. And in the plan, also, the plan is highly structured, highly ordered. It's a very complex order. We can look at the order. I can't now explain in detail, but when we look, for example, what is the space we move in, and how are other spaces, like of the market stalls, related to it, how is the horizontal movement related to the vertical movement, there is a very clear pattern to them. The same is with the mass, and you can see towards Debo Road, it forms a U which is open to the bottom. The next floor has a U open to the Queen's Road, and the next floor is a closed ring. And these are not, that's now what I explain now is not arbitrary. This shows that the architects were very, very carefully designing this building. And another interesting thing is that 3 times on 3 different scales, we see that this building works with a very, so to say, classical order of the center or the middle and the sides. Like in a church, which very often has a nave and the aisles. That is a lateral structure of the space. And we have this lateral structure on the city level, where the building is the center and the streets are the sides. And of course I could show you that this is not, again, actually is related to the urban pattern of that time, which is different than now. The second level is the building itself. The center is the courtyard, and the sides are the markets. And then inside the market again, we have the passage is the center, and the stalls are the sides. So this makes it very strong. It is because 3 times the same thing, but with different meaning, different level, different parts of the building involved. And of course there are more, like the stairs, like the stalls, and I skip them now. So now, sorry please. It's about the approach, the second thing. And I would say, my question is, what's the basic question is, what is the relationship between life and the building? In this time, I'm not talking about program. I say life and the building. And these are 2 pictures. On the left-hand side, just looking what is in the picture, I can see a building in the background, and I can see, so the representatives of life in front of the building, a tree, people. So you can see that there is a direct relationship between the building and life. When you look at the right-hand side, it's a very different thing. Now the building is no more visible. The life is now painted on that thing. Of course, with this type of design, you can't prevent life to continue there. But suddenly, it seems that here something became in between life and the building, and actually creates a problem for the life and creates a problem for the building. And here I also ask, this passage, which we can experience so easily, where is the building? Because what I see is artificial light and surface decoration. Tiles, paint, some ceiling panels. And here, more of surface decoration. And the building is even hidden more. But when I look at this here, that's what is actually there. So, wouldn't this have a value in itself? And shouldn't we look at, can we